The end of this year, maybe early 27, we will find the first Indian manufactured, made in India, Carl Gustaf here. Everyone's mind. I think we live in a very volatile and unstable world. India has been the biggest customer when it comes to Carl Gustaf. There is a first 100% owned manufacturing facility being established in Haryana. We say that we will double all our economic actions, and we see an enormous push from our business communities.
Ambassador Jan Thesleff, welcome. This is a big moment for India and Sweden because Prime Minister Modi was there. You've already had agreements on the FTA. Plus, there is a strategic partnership between India and Sweden. So as far as the economy is concerned, India sees Sweden as an economic powerhouse. You think of all these names, Volvo and Ericsson and IKEA, they're all Swedish. Do you see closer ties between Sweden and India, economic ties, after the FTA or even before?
Indeed, this is a watershed moment for India and for Sweden. I think we have come to a point where the stars are aligned. You mentioned the FTA negotiations. They were concluded in January, and then in May we signed both the strategic partnership and we united around a joint action plan that will take us from today until 2030. And it's a comprehensive partnership. It's not narrowed down to one aspect. It's not only digitalization or green transition, etc. No, it's broad. It covers basically everything. And we put a quantitative goal on what we should achieve from now until 2030. We say that we will double all our economic actions, be it trade, be it investment, be it other exchanges, both in services and in goods during this time. So we're setting out a good target for ourselves, for our private businesses. They have also committed themselves to do the same. So this is a watershed moment for the two of us, and this will be the road ahead. Now we have a plan. Now it's for us to operationalize it.
Do you see a lot of FDA coming in, and have you heard of specific cases of people expressing serious interest in investing in India?
You cannot imagine. The FTA the negotiations have been concluded, and it has to enter into force hopefully at the end of this year or beginning of 27. But already now it's sending a signal of trust to investors, to economic actors, to look at Europe in the case of India and to look at India in the case of the EU and in the case of Sweden. And we see an enormous push from our business communities to come into India. And if I can elaborate just a little bit on it, we have already 300 plus Swedish companies. You mentioned some of the household names that are there. I think they are known to most Indian consumers or even beyond the business circles. What we will see now, if we're going to double the number of companies to 600, we will see the small, middle-sized companies coming into your market. And we will see the small and middle-sized Indian companies coming into the European markets. That will be the big change. Who is creating jobs? Who is creating tax revenues in India and in Europe? The SMEs. And that's really the revolutionary and evolutionary aspect of the FTA. So it's built on trust, it builds on hope and ambition for the future, and that starts now. It will of course escalate once it enters into force, but we have already started.
And also in defense, yes, everyone's heard of Gripen, and Sweden has already invested in the defense sector in India. and we know of the Carl Gustaf. Do you see closer cooperation coming up?
Defense is, of course, something that's on everyone's mind. I think we live in a very volatile and unstable world. Carl Gustaf has been in India since the 1970s. India has been the biggest customer when it comes to Carl Gustaf. And now there is a first 100% owned manufacturing facility being established in Haryana. So by the end of this year, maybe early 27, we will find the first Indian manufactured, made in India, Carl Gustaf here. So that is, of course, a very big step. It's quite a unique step. It's the first 100% owned defense manufacturing facility in India, owned by a foreign entity. So, of course, very, very important.
Any more investment in the defense sector coming up?
I'm sure there will come. I'm sure there will come. I'm sure there will be other companies coming in. Carl Gustaf is, of course, together with the company Saab, that is the manufacturer. They are a major group in Sweden. It's a major European group. But I'm sure that others will come in, follow the example of what they are doing now. You know, when, if I may, your Honorable Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, when he was in Gothenburg for the summit that was held on the 15th of May, he said something that really got stuck in my mind. And he said, innovate with Sweden, make with India, and serve the world. And it's a beautiful statement. And I think that not only defense, but in so many other sectors, that's exactly what we already see and what will we see even more of. India is becoming a manufacturing hub, not only for itself, but for the world. Part of the supply chains that are so crucial and so fragile as we see these days. Swedish companies, I said 300 already here, 100 of them already have manufactured. More and more companies are opening manufacturing facilities, research development facilities. I visited a Swedish company in Pune the other day. They are setting up their office in Pune with only research and development, 100 people. I said, are you planning to expand? They said, yes, by the end of the year we hope to be 200. So you see the multiplying factor of all this. So it's no longer sending goods to India or sending goods from India to Sweden. It's about co-creating manufacturing for third countries.
Also, there are areas where the Swedes have done very well, like environment technology, green technology really. Now, there is talk of cooperating with India on environmental issues. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
I think there is more than talk. There is actually action when it comes to collaborating on this. As you, I'm sure you are aware, in 2018, we launched the Lead It, that is the Leadership Group for Industry Transition. It was born out of a decision by your Honorable Prime Minister and his Swedish counterpart. That was then at COP28, the conference in Dubai. The 2.0 of this initiative was launched. And in Gothenburg, yes, a month ago, the two prime ministers decided to upgrade it to 3.0. And what is the Leadership Group for Industry Transition? It's about getting the hard-to-abate industries, the biggest polluters. It could be in steel, it could be in cement, it could be other sectors, to voluntarily commit to even bolder targets when it comes to carbon dioxide neutrality. So in several Indian companies, several Swedish companies, but also companies across the globe, this is an initiative that concerns the globe, but it was born from a decision, a wise decision by the two prime ministers of India and of Sweden. That's one example. We have the Industry Transition Partnership, ITP, within India, also Swedish companies, Indian companies committing to environmental targets. A lot of environmental technology. I was asked by a journalist just a week ago, do you have any companies that deal with sustainability in India? I said, I think all the companies are on the sustainability path. That's our image, that's what we stand for. And I think that's where we can really make a difference for India to reach the target of Viksit Bharat in 2047. Without green transition, without sustainable practices, that will be harder. With it, it will be a much more smooth ride.
Yes, and you spoke about the world in turmoil. Now you see a lot of fighting all over the world, whether it's Iran, whether it's Russia, Ukraine, whether it's uncertainty everywhere. And Europe appears to be increasing defense spending. I think the Poles are above 4% of GDP. The Baltic states are very close to 4% of GDP. Sweden has increased defense spending, as has countries, big countries like Germany. Do you see the presence of Indian defense manufacturers in Europe, or do you see them working? Of course, Carl Gustaf is an example. Do you see them working more closely with European manufacturers, especially now that Leonardo has been cleared? There is talk about other firms being cleared as well.
As you say, I think we really are at a moment of change. I think that there has been an awakening in Europe, an awakening to tell us that we need to look after our own defense in a different way than we had in the past. Sweden, as you know, joined NATO. This was a major step after hundreds of years of non-alliance and neutrality. And now we are part of the military alliance. Very important. This has, of course, spurred, together with the geopolitical developments that you quoted, us to spend more. We have the target of 2030 to reach 3.5% of our GDP in defense spending. We are upgrading our systems. We are looking after how we can protect ourselves in a more and more volatile and sometimes hostile world, for sure. I think that this is not something that is limited to Sweden or limited to Europe. I think everyone is looking at that. We see the developments in the Middle East, we see in the Gulf a lot of instability, and everyone has to look after their own security and their own way of being. So I'm sure we will see Indian defense manufacturers, not only for India, but more and more on the global stage. I cannot predict exactly where and how, but that's definitely in that direction that things are going.